Alright guys, this is going to be the introduction video then for the bootcamp. So the introduction, we're going to cover the idea. So the idea here is just that all of you want to learn to code. I know how to code, so I'm going to teach you to code. Pretty simple. We all decided as a group that we're going to work individually, so I'm going to make these videos. I'll post them on the Discord. If you guys have any questions or need any help or anything, just reach out. We're going to use the general bootcamp chat to do it, and then that way we can all try to help each other as a group. Someone else in the group might know the answer you're looking for. If not, obviously I can jump in and I should definitely know the answer. My goal is to try to get you guys straight to application building as quick as possible. This is not going to be a, from A to Z 100% know everything kind of course. I'm going to teach you really only what you need to know at this point to be effective in actually being able to produce your own applications, produce your own results. As a self-taught programmer, I can say that's pretty much the draw or the fun of programming. It can be a lot of hard work, but it really pays off when you get to see your application come alive, or that function or feature come alive, or you get to, create that idea you have yourself. There's a big reward on that. So the goal for this course, and the way I think that you should learn, is going to be to get you to that point as quickly as possible. So with that, we are going to kind of work under what I call the black box idea. And the idea of a black box is that you only really pay attention to what is inside your box. You're going to focus only on what is in front of you, what is inside this box. Everything else going on around you, outside the box, you have to be Buddha. Just ignore it. It doesn't exist. Unless it is directly in your way, causing an error in your path, it doesn't matter. If your application is running, don't worry about all the stuff under the hood. That's the black box. We're not going to worry about that. In traditional programming, you had lower level languages where you're doing like binary or C or C++, where you do have to worry about all that stuff. You can't really work in a black box. But in a higher level language like JavaScript, which is what we're going to be using, you really don't have to worry about that. There's going to be a lot of frameworks, plugins, libraries that's going to do a lot of work for you. And that's the goal. Is we want to write as little code, do as little work as ourselves as possible. That's the whole point of programming, is to automate. So we're going to work in this black box idea where we are going to rely on a lot of pre-built code, and you're not going to know what's going on in it, and that's okay. Don't even think about it. Don't trip about it. If you start thinking about it and you start worrying about it, it's going to feel overwhelming, and it's going to give you this kind of coder's block where you're not going to want to move forward because you're going to be overwhelmed by the amount of stuff around you that you don't know that is freaking you out. But if you just ignore it and just focus on the bits that we're working on, I promise you it'll be easy. You'll get results. You'll have an application. You'll be effective. So we're going to be working in three primary. Two of them are not necessarily coding languages, really. Not a scripting language anyway. I don't know if you'd consider it a programming language or not, but it does require some level of syntax knowledge. And the first one's going to be HTML. So HTML is going to be what you're going to use. And by the way, you're going to want to use this site. It's very freaking awesome. W3 Schools. It's been on the internet for the longest time. I learned pretty much to code off of this website back in like 2000, and it still exists today. So HTML consists of a set of tags, and the tags are basically like this, and it lays out a website document. Some of you might already be familiar with this, some of you might not. It's pretty simple. When we get into Nux, you won't even have to worry with most of it. Like all of this head, HTML, title, body, you're not even going to need to worry about that at all. You're literally just going to need to worry about your content tags that we're going to be using. There is a lot of them. Don't let that overwhelm you. All of these are different HTML tags you can use. It's not that important to know them all. All you need to know is that a tag opens with its tag name. The content goes in the middle of the tag itself. And then you close the tag with a backslash like this, and then the same tag name. And that's really it. And what this tag is the H stands for header. And 1 is the largest size. So this is a header size 1 tag. And then everything you have in here will show up as a header. So if you look over here, and what's nice about W3 Schools is you can hit try it yourself and come over here, you can see that this is a header. Well, if I drop this down to an H2, and remember, it's got to be the same on the closing side, and I run it, you'll see it gets a little bit smaller, because that was an H2 tag. This is a paragraph tag. It just means you want some text in here. I can go like this, and you'll see you'll get a paragraph. We're actually only going to be working with, when we get into Nuxt and the application design, you're only going to be working with a very small handful of these HTML elements. It's really not important that you understand all of them. Honestly, header, paragraph, there's going to be one called div, which really is just a box. Just think of it as box, empty box. And it's literally just whatever I put in here. It's just an empty box. It's kind of similar to paragraph, but paragraph is going to have some extra styling often attached to it. You see how there's a space between what I have in the div and what's in the paragraph? That's because this paragraph tag comes with some extra spacing, whereas the div tag does not. It's literally just an empty container, and you need to style it yourself with CSS, which we'll cover later. You'll notice these two, see how they don't have a space, but then if I put it to paragraph, obviously it's going to have a space. So some of these HTML elements do come with kind of their own, I don't know, bit of functionality or behavior attached to it. Don't sweat that too much. It's pretty obvious what you need to use when you need to use it. For the most part, you're just going to be using a whole butt ton of divs. You're just going to be putting divs everywhere. If you look inside an application, it's just going to be div, 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 for the most part. We'll cover these kind of as we go, as they come up, but this is HTML in a nutshell. It's literally just a way to style a website. This entire website you're looking at right here, it's all built with HTML. If I hit inspect and I look at it, this is the HTML for this web page I'm viewing. So if we go up here, you'll see the body tag. They have some scripts and styles. Those are tags. Don't worry about those. We'll cover those when we hit Nuxt, but look, div, div, div. And these divs have extra properties in them. We'll cover that as well when we hit Nuxt. HTML can have extra stuff, like if I wanted this paragraph tag to have, I don't know, I don't remember a whole lot of natural properties anymore. I usually just use classes for them when we get to styling. Yeah, so if I wanted to have a particular style class, let's say danger, in Bootstrap, that'll actually do something. It would make this turn red. We'll get to that. Don't worry about it too much. This is all black box stuff I talked about. But in a nutshell, again, HTML is just, it's this type of element. You open the tag, you put your content in the middle, you close your tag. When it's ran by your browser, you get your style. And this is the very basic minimum of constructing a web application. This HTML does not really determine how the application functions. It only determines how the application looks. This is just for the actual content, the layout, the text, how the text is spaced, how the text is arranged on the screen. That's all going to come from HTML. All right. So the next thing we're going to cover is CSS. CSS, let me close this, it's not necessary. CSS is how you style the HTML. So for here, if we look, we have that same header tag, we have that same paragraph tag, right? We know what those do. It adds a header to the page with some text, or it adds a paragraph to the page with some text, like this or like this. But with CSS now, we can start to style it. And that's all CSS is for. It stands for Cascading Style Sheets. It's not important you remember that. Just important that you know that CSS is used to style HTML. To add extra spacing that may not be there. Like, for example, we discussed how the paragraph tag has the spacing above and below it. The header tag, so you know, actually does that as well. It's putting a certain amount of space between them. If I wanted to change that, for example, we have what's called a margin. A margin is the space outside of an HTML element. So you have your HTML element here. Any spacing on the inside, and I'll show you that in a second, is padding, and any spacing on the outside between other elements is your margin. So if I want no margin, I can do this. And I'll probably have to do it on here as well, because this also is going to have some margin. And then if I run it, you'll see they're right next to each other now. I took out the spacing between them. Now, just to show you what that's actually doing, if I do background color, and let's make this one black, okay? So it should make our header black. So I'll do the same thing here. Background color, I'll make this one red. No, wait, the text is red, so you won't be able to see it. We'll make this one blue. All right, so you can see they're touching. Now, if the margin were to be 5 pixels, you'll now see that the two boxes have 5 pixels between each other. Not only between each other, but between the edges of all the box itself. So it goes on all sides. Now, padding is the inside space. So if I do padding, and we'll do 20 pixels, you'll see that inside the black box now, it added that 20 pixels of padding. Versus if I put it on the margin, it's going to do the outside. All right. This is CSS in a nutshell. It's just style tags. It's styling. You can style things like background colors, text colors, spacing. There's even some advanced CSS now that can do things like, am I still recording? I can't even tell. I think so. You could do things like, rotations and animations and all sorts of stuff like that. I'm not going to cover this too heavily. HTML and CSS are both things that I think are really best learned on the go. We're going to jump really quickly into Nuxt and the application design, as I mentioned. When we do that, we're going to start using HTML and CSS right away, and we're just going to, as we come across a purpose that we need to solve, we will look for the tag or the HTML tag or the CSS style that we need to do that. But we're going to end up using what's called Bootstrap. And Bootstrap is a big library. It's been around for a long, long time. And it's going to provide, once we install it into our application, which again, it's really easy. I'll show you how to do it. It's going to provide a lot of this HTML for us. So like, let's say that you needed a button for your application. You're just going to come here. You could literally copy this HTML with their classes attached. And a class is just a chunk of CSS predefined. So if you were to go look at their button class, all it is a bunch of CSS rules that are grouped together, and you can then use that CSS grouping and assign it to HTML elements in the form of a class. So instead of doing it like we were doing it here, where I have like color blue, background color black, margin 5, I could define all of that somewhere else in a CSS file or a style block, and we'll discuss how that works later. And you're going to see we're going to use classes a lot. So if this doesn't make sense right now, it's fine. Don't worry about it. This is just to introduce you to the topic. Once we actually get hands-on and start working with it, this is all going to become super clear. You'll see exactly what we're using it for, why we're using it. It'll be painfully obvious what it's for. But again, we're going to use Bootstrap, and you can copy a lot of the HTML and Bootstrap itself is going to come with a lot of its own classes and styling already. So we're not going to be writing a whole lot of custom CSS or HTML. HTML maybe a little bit with divs again, because we will need to lay our application out the way we want to, and we'll get to that in a few later chapters. But yeah, this is HTML and CSS. In a basic, this is W3 School, so I highly recommend you kind of poke around this website a little bit. Just don't get too deep in the woods yet. A lot of this stuff is going to be outside that black box. Don't worry about it, but do poke around a bit. It's fun. All right, and the last thing that I want to introduce you to is going to be Nuxt.js and Vue.js. So Vue.js is a front-end framework for JavaScript, which basically just makes building applications a lot easier. This is their website. It's not important to really understand all of it. It is huge. It has a lot to it. Admittedly, even I probably don't know every single piece of thing that is in this framework. But a lot of it's going to be black box. We're going to install it, and right out of the hood, it's going to work. Just like when you drive a car off the lot, the car runs, it drives. You don't really need to know what that engine is doing underneath the hood. You just need to know how to drive the car. To help us drive this car, we are going to use Nuxt.js. Nuxt.js is another framework, and it sits on top of Vue.js, and basically it just makes using Vue.js easier. It's kind of like a steering wheel, I guess you could say. Let me make sure this recording is still going, because Yeah, it looked like it was still going. It just took the timer off for some weird reason. Okay. Anyway, so Next.js sits on top of Vue.js and just makes working with Vue.js even easier. It takes a lot of the setup and some of the prep work and grunt work out of Vue.js.